Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
Joe Zapata, welcome to Movie Talk, where we talk about movie trailers, movie reviews, and of course, all the inside Hollywood scoop. And of course, if you look, we're going to be talking about a little X-Men today. If you can tell by Rob's little Cyclops. Well, let's first introduce from DC Unboxed, Dave D.C. Callari. What's up, Dave?
Fellas, what's going on?
And of course,
great way to return from vacation.
from the Screenwriter's Room and Cyclops himself, Rob Alvarenga. What's going on, Rob?
Happy to be here. Officially announcing I've been cast in a new X-Men movie too.
There you go. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about X-Men, a bunch of other stuff. So guys, first I wanted to bring this up because actually it's a part of the 80s, and you know how we talk about the 80s stuff. I was a big Dukes of Hazzard fan. Big Dukes of Hazzard, Ghostbusters shirt. And we actually just lost Ben Jones, who played Cooter. Cooter Davenport was his last name on the show. Cooter Davenport. He was on the Dukes of Hazzard, famous from the 80s. Dave, did you watch the Dukes of Hazzard growing up?
Hell yeah, I watched that show. I watched that show so hard when I was, I don't even know, maybe 6, 7, 8. My uncle had, it's like a 67 Camaro that he kept in the driveway when he lived at my grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
So the door's open, but I was like, well, the windows are down. So I just got in it like I was the Dukes of Hazzard. And because I was such a kid, I had no idea. So I started messing with the shifter. I put it into neutral. And the car just starts rolling down the driveway.
Oh,
and then I turn around, and my uncle puts his hand out to stop it. He puts his hand on the trunk. And I'm like, I don't even know if he said, like, put it in. I don't even remember what happened. I just remember him stopping the car and being like, I almost died.
Oh, my God. Ben Jones.
I was going to generally that bitch no matter what.
I love the car. I love the show all the time. Rob, did you watch the show, Dukes of Hazzard?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. I mean, it was such an entertaining show. And, just like Dave, I mean, that car was everything. I'm like, telling my dad, like, why can't we jump off, ramps like that?
Mm-hmm.
Making your way the only way, no how.
Exactly. And you're like, no, you live in the Bronx. You're not jumping off at anything. Okay, so relax.
I got a quick Ben Jones story. He passed away. So at the Chiller, like I always going back some years, I actually went there. They had a Dukes of Hazzard reunion. And I went there because I wanted to meet Catherine Bach, who was Daisy Duke. And I actually have a picture real quick I'll put up here. So I went to the convention. Here's me and Daisy, Catherine Bach. I was a little bit heavier then, too. I was bulking up, I think. But that's me and Catherine Bach right there.
How do you bulk up your head?
So I go there. They have the Dukes of Hazzard convention. I'm there, and I got there. I had VIP. I got there earlier, which is really horrible because the actors never get there on time anyway. You know how it was, Dave. You get there early, an hour early, and the actors are never there. So I'm there, and there's an older lady in front of me for Catherine Bach's line. It's her, then me. So I'm second in line, and about 10 people behind me. The older lady's about mid-60s, big Dukes of Hazzard fan, and she's talking about how much she loves John Snyder and this and that and all this kind of goes. A little bit weird, I think, maybe on the spectrum, but we'll go.
Okay.
I don't know, a little bit strange. Anyway, Catherine Bach walks in, and she brings all her stuff, and she puts it down, her autographed pictures and everything. She's like, guys, I'll be right with you. So she's all excited. Now, I look at the corner of my eye, and here comes Cooter. And Cooter's coming, right? Now, he wants to come over and say hello to Catherine Bach before they get started, because then they probably won't even get to talk to him. So he goes, excuse me, and he gets past me. The girl in front of me stops him and goes, excuse me, there's a line here. You have to wait your turn. She has no idea that's Cooter. No. She has no idea that's Cooter, right? So I'm like, you can get in front of me like this. So Cooter, like Ben Jones, like a professional, he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. He goes, I should have known, I should have my manners. You were right. I shouldn't cut in line. And he just did it so like Southern, like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Okay. I was very rude by cutting. Got behind me, and like Daisy Duke is like, what the hell's going on here? She signs her autograph. Daisy, Catherine Bach, says to her, who are you here to see? She's like, oh, John Snyder and Ben Jones. And I'm like, this fucking, She doesn't even
She's
know.
right behind her.
He's right behind her. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So he leaves, and me and Cooter were looking at each other like, this girl's nuts. But but that was my Ben Jones story. Rest in peace, Ben Jones.
Wow.
You know, we loved Crazy Cooter. That was the best part. That General Lee, man, wasn't that great? I had the little cycle too.
John Schneider was there?
It was John Snyder, Tom Oldpat. It was a bunch of them. The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, it's a Dukes of Hazzard reunion. I'm like, wow. Was this was after Smallville?
I don't know if it was after Smallville or around, but I know Deacon Kane was there too.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Well,
I know
there was
Deacon-
a picture. If you put that picture back up, you can see he's doing this in the back.
Yeah. I know he was there also too, but it was a Dukes of Hazzard reunion at sometime. I don't know. I don't know, going back maybe 6-7 years ago. Maybe I'm not sure exactly. It was
Wait,
during one of the chillers. Let me see.
he
I can
was
see if
posing
he's-
in the back. Was he on a chair when he did that, or?
no, it's a poster of. Hold on.
Oh, it's a poster. I see it.
Yeah. But it looks like, can you buy the cape next to it?
I think you could, believe it or not.
It's not even the yellow S. That's so stupid.
Yeah, I think you could buy it, but he was there. He was there signing autographs, Dean Kane. So, oh yeah, crazy. That was me and Daisy over there. Me and Daisy Duke. I even had the jeans on, by the way, if you guys were
Yeah.
interested.
Did you
Stop
sign
it.
Did you sign-
Yes.
did you sign the shorts?
And all right, guys. So let's get started. So, Rob, I know you're a big, horror guy, but there's a movie called Violent Night. I saw the first one, Violent Nights 2, actually, but the Violent Night, just by accident, I saw the trailer. It looked pretty good. I accidentally saw the first one just by doing work, and it was on TV. I watched it, and I thought it was okay. I thought it wasn't bad, believe it or not. So they're doing a sequel, Violent Nights 2, starring Dave Harbour. Rob, I'm going to start with you. Did you see this trailer? Are you interested in Violent Night 2?
Yes. Yes. All the way. Yes. Because the first one, look, the first one's not going to be like go down. It's like a horror classic by any means, but it's a fun movie. I mean, the premise is awesome. It's just basically think Die Hard, but instead of John McClane, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, because you could say Die Hard on Christmas, but that's still Die Hard.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Still a Christmas movie.
Mhm. Yeah.
But lots of fun, man. And I'm glad they're actually doing this. And now they got Mrs. Claus coming in,
yes.
to do this. And look, it's awesome. Yeah, it's one of these like real like niche type of like horror flicks. I mean, loosely, I'm saying horror like loosely. I mean, it's like it's gore, it's slash basically. It's under the slasher genre, whatever. So lots of blood, crazy kills involving Santa Claus. I mean, and David Harbour, he never takes himself too seriously. And he looks like he's picking up right where he left off with this one here. So it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm going to check this out when it comes out.
Yeah, it drops December 4th this year. And I was surprised, but it looks like he's taking on gangsters and everything. Dave, did you see the trailer for Violent Nights 2?
I saw it, but I didn't have the sound on because I think it was like on Instagram. But I really liked the first one. I thought David Harbour was great. John Leguizamo does what he does.
Yes.
Beverly D'Angelo was great. Like it was surprising. It was surprisingly good. It was much better than I expected it to be. So the fact that it's getting a sequel, I'm not super surprised. And I hope it's just as much fun as the first one was. Like you're not going into this thinking like, I don't know, like whatever you think it might be.
Yeah, it snuck up on me, the first one. I didn't really think. I was like sitting here doing work, and it was on TV, and I was watching it, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty interesting and fun. It was like,
It's not.
You know what else is going to sneak up on you? What time does Reacher premiere tonight?
oh, that's right. That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
everybody!
I totally forgot about. I totally forgot about it.
We have time crunch. We're gonna have to end the show early.
Totally forgot about it. Another trailer came out, and this one was called Primetime Trailer, which was one of my favorite shows to catch a predator, believe it or not. I love watching that show. It had you hooked in immediately because I was always waiting for one of my friends to pop on. I was waiting for one of my friends to come on the show. I'm like watching it to see if I know anyone. But Primetime Trailer dropped with Twilight Boy, Robert Pattinson. He's going to win an Oscar one day because he is really a really, really great actor. So they had the trailer. He plays Chris Hansen, and he believes it's the story about how they made To Catch a Predator, which is such an interesting, like you're watching it and you get hooked on it and you're like, oh my God, these people. Dave, did you see the trailer for Primetime?
I actually didn't because I've been away.
Yes,
But I like Pattinson. I think everyone pegs him as the Twilight guy because that was like one of the things that brought him so much fame. But
Yes.
between the Batman, whatever his turn in the Odyssey was,
Mhm.
he's very good.
He is.
It's just from this picture right here. I think I don't know. I would watch this for sure.
Yeah.
And plus,
The
it's
trailer-
A24. We talk about it all the time. A24 doesn't really, even if it's not amazing, it's like their bare minimum is still like very, very high.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. This is going to drop September 25th. Looks really good. Rob, did you see this trailer? What did you think about this?
Yes, I saw the trailer. Very impressed with it. Yeah, you know what's great that Patterson's really now showing off his range. I was actually having this discussion with my best friend about how good Patterson could be. I think he's just really getting to his like prime as far as like his acting career. It's really showing off what he's really got. He's really, really talented, and I think this role is just going to kick another notch and really open a lot of people's eyes to like how talented this guy really is. And I'm excited, to Catch a Predator. It was a phenomenon when that thing was on, so it's cool. I'm really interested to see just how far they're going to go there, because for anyone that's kind of like followed like the behind the scenes with how that show went down and how that show got canceled, I wonder if they're really going to like go into it, because it's a lot of question about like, whether due process was actually, offered to these people. Basically, if you're on the show, you're guilty. That's it. You're done. Which 9 times out of 10, you were. If you were basically really open up a real sting operation to actually like, pedophiles and stuff like that. So, but it was canceled because, an assistant district attorney got involved, and he was going to be one of the guys on the show. And then, so I really hope they really go there and show the entire story.
Me too.
Pattinson's a weird guy, man. He's very dedicated to his work, but he's also, he's a bit of a narcissist too. So I think you get a flavor of that in the trailer.
Yeah, 100%. And I didn't realize the first season, when they got caught, they didn't have cops there. The first season, there was no cops. They would just let them go.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the second. Yeah. Why? I don't know. But the second season, that's when they brought the cops.
They wanted to have a second season, hoping these guys will offend again.
Yeah, and that was, it was like kind of crazy, But remember when Pattinson was hired as the Batman, everyone was like, not crazy, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
So, and then with this trailer, he does it awesome. Chris Hansen, he looks great.
Really captures this guy. I mean, you forget after a while. I'm sure it's gonna be in the movie. You're gonna see Chris Hansen. You're gonna forget that it's Robert Pattinson playing this thing. So I think it's gonna be that good.
He seems to be cut from the same cloth as like Crispin Glover and Cillian Murphy. Like, they're very good, but they're really weird. But every time they're in something, you're like, yeah, these guys are good.
Yeah, 100%. So and it's A24 that's going to be doing it. Drops September 25th. So I'm going to go see it. It had me hooked watching the trailer. I'm like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. All right, the next topic, and it was something I went back to a previous show to look at because we had it. God of War series is coming out. I'm really, really, psyched about that. Big Kratos fan. Played the games, beat all the games. We had some sad news that Ryan Hurst had to be recast, and it looks like right now Dave Bautista is the one that's going to be. He's in talks, which means both sides have agreed that they're going to do it. Now it's just the money, and it looks like Dave Bautista in it. Now I went back and kind of looked at our previous one because we did a one who was going to be. We had Dave Bautista on our list, but we kind of said no because we didn't think he was going to have to bulk up again to do that because he's getting like really thin now. But it's going to be Dave Bautista, and this may be a happy accident, at the end of the day, like Tom Selleck and Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, when that kind of happened. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to seeing it. Dave, I'm going to ask you first. Do you like Dave Bautista being the new Kratos, replacing Ryan Hurst?
I don't even know if Dave Bautista likes being Kratos. I feel like everything he wanted to do in terms of, he like, what did he do? Was it Skyfall? He was the bad guy in Skyfall for like 3 minutes, and then one of the most recent things he was in was with Cabin in the Woods, the M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Like, he's clearly trying to be more of an actor, not carry around that much size, and I get that. And I think we've seen that he definitely has some more range to him. So I'm even surprised that he would put his name into something like this, because I feel like everything he's tried to accomplish over the last 2 to 3 years, I feel like, yes, he's a name. Yes, it'll get way more people to watch this thing, even though it's the audience is built in, so you don't really even have to get any. You just need to have someone that's going to look good, pretty much.
Mhm.
But he has the chops. Like, I don't know what I don't play the game, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of character Kratos is.
Mhm.
It's interesting, but for some reason I feel like he's doing himself a disservice if this is actually confirmed.
Yeah,
It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't know. It just seems so out of turn for what he's been trying to do with his career over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they're saying it's very close. I think it's just the money situation. He agreed and they agreed, just getting the money together. That's what the issue is.
I
And
mean,
you know,
his name he can command a lot more now than he could years ago too. So
yep.
if it doesn't happen, I would think that's the only thing that's going to stop it.
Yep. And Ryan Hurst actually just posted a picture of himself. I don't know if you guys saw it. And I didn't
Yes, I saw that.
of him and what he looked like as Kratos, because he had that first picture that looked kind of crappy. This one, and you're like, wow, you know, I really wish this could have really played out, because he looked really good. I was like, shit. Rob, what do you think about Dave Bautista as Kratos? Is it a happy accident or what? Good, bad? What do you think?
I mean, it's gonna work because it's a name. Now you have a name attached to this property. So to Dave's point, it's only just gonna, at least what the studio is hoping for, is attract casuals, to watch this thing, and not necessarily just the fans of the game. So it's gonna work. As far, I mean, I remember that show, and I remember we kind of all agreed, like, okay, could he do it? Yes.
Yes.
Or was it something that we kind of like just thought like nah, he's not him,
Yeah.
only because a few things. We preferred it to have somebody that has some kind of like knowledge or relationship with the game itself. That's why we want like Ryan Hurst. That's why we like Christopher Judge, and and so we had like at least that was something that we kind of like was hoping for, because the character of Kratos, unless you play the game, you can't capture that character just by looking at screenshots of like the part of the game. If you played this game, especially the Ragnarok one, you kind of see like this. There's a little more depth to this Kratos than in the earlier games. So it is going to offer a little more range when it comes to like what Batista's going to sink his teeth into. But I kind of I wish Ryan Hurst was doing it, because I kind of want to see what he would offer. I really wish that we had even some of the other people we had on that list. We were like, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's a property that didn't need the name, put it this way, because I think this show is gonna be a success. It didn't need Bautista to make it work, and I just hope that they're not looking into this like the show needs Bautista.
And I want to ask you both, because people were saying, do you blame Amazon for moving on? Because waiting a year would be tough. I think you have to do that. And I know, do you blame them?
Because then you turn God of War into Blade.
That's true.
There's that, and there's also like I'm pretty sure there was a window where they like had to really make a commitment whether they're going to renew this thing past season 1, because they're gonna right now they know it's good enough to make season 1, but they're not sure, especially when they were going to go with the unknown, whether it's just going to be something that could keep going, and they had to make that decision soon. They already were shooting. They already had like 3 episodes in the can already.
Yeah.
So they had made the decision to renew this thing. So unfortunately, it's the right move if they want to stay on schedule.
Yeah.
If it was any other studio besides Amazon, maybe they could have waited. But we know that Amazon, it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Yep. And they're going to recast the kid for the next. They're going to recast the kid. They said, because whatever they're doing, maybe for next season if they renew it. But that's what they already said. The kid is going to be recast anyway too.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. I mean, if it happens, we'll see. I'm going to watch it, and maybe, like I said, maybe a happy accident. I don't know. All right, guys. The main topic we want to talk about is X-Men, and the X-Men cast is starting to really, really come together. And you had your visor on there, so we got the D23s coming up, and they're apparently, from what everyone I hear, is that they're going to make a big announcement there, and apparently maybe even the X-Men cast might be there. I'm not sure. That's what there's rumored at. We already have our Jean Grey, and now we have Kit Connor cast as Cyclops, and that is official. We also have Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. There's rumors that Professor X may be the star Christopher Abbott. He tested for the role. I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard that? And I did hear that Charles Menton, who was supposed to be Beast, actually did not take the role. He decided to step down.
Oh, he bowed down, bowed
Yeah,
out.
no, he's not in it anymore. He's no longer the Beast. He actually stepped down. So right now we got our Jean Grey, we got our Emma Frost, we got our Cyclops. Professor X is possibly Christopher Abbott. Let's see, Rob, Kit Connor. Do you know about him? What do you think of him as Cyclops? What do you think?
I think he's gonna do a great job. Kit Connors, I mean, he's actually been a working actor since he was a kid. For a long time. Yeah. You know, he was the most recent movies that he was in, and again, it's none of these movies that he's a star in, but he's in it. He's definitely like a supporting actor. I think the last one that I remember watching was in Warfare.
Yeah. I think Rocket Man he was in for sure. Rocket Man.
Yes, that's the one I was trying to remember. He plays the young Elton John.
Yes.
So yeah, he's been around for a long time, and you know, I tried to check on some of the clips just so I could get a little more familiar with him, because outside of the movies that I just mentioned, you know, I don't think he's been in a starring role like this. Mm-hmm. So, and for what I see, he has range. This guy is actually. He's one of these British actors that's like, you know, you never know he was British unless you start talking to him regularly. So, you know, but he definitely has the chops for it. I like that they're going with names. They're like, you know, they're names, but, you know, being that they're actually accomplished actors, but they're not household names. Because that's how they did the original X-Men in 2000.
That's
so, you know, I think that's the right way to go, especially if you're going to build the next decade of the MCU surrounding the X-Men. So these should be actors that we grow up with, basically. So I think it's a great choice. It's too bad that they don't have a Beast now. I think that might affect the D23, you know, because I think they had an idea to have all of them come out at that time.
That's what they were planning, but everyone's saying he's stepping down. But I think, like you said, no one knew who Hugh Jackman was before he was really Wolverine. You know, and I think that's what the MCU was doing, you know, getting all these young guys because they're going to be there a long time. Dave, Kit Connor, what do you think about this casting?
The casting is fine. He looks great. You know, his resume is fine. It's a little hard to get really excited, though, because we haven't even seen Doomsday. And everyone was like, James Marsden's going to be back as Cyclops.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard. It's like we don't even really know what's happening with the X-Men that we already have. So I'm not saying I'm reserving any judgment until after Doomsday. Because again, can some of these things change? I mean, maybe not, but it's hard to get excited because if they don't do a great introduction of X-Men and Doomsday, which is still possible, right? Like anything's possible, then there's way more pressure on this new cast to like deliver something and like salvage whatever the big turd was that, you know, the X-Men's introduction might have been at Doomsday. Now, also, if the X-Men in Doomsday is amazing, then it's like, well, you guys weren't as good as the Doomsday. Like, they can't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're 100% right, you know?
Yeah, you'll have those.
Maybe just give us James Marsden again. Hugh Jackman's doing this till he's 90. Like, all the jokes are already there. They're like, they're shortchanging these guys. Like, cast them now, fine, but make the announcement like later on as it's closer to even shooting.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. What about you?
I mean, they got to have a plan. You know, they got to have something like, you know.
Have you paid attention to Marvel in the last 3 to 4 years, Robert?
True. You're right about that. It's a good point. But to that point, I was just thinking about this. One of my biggest gripes with this whole multiverse saga was that it was just not that it was just all over the place, but my suggestion was that they should have really focused on a core of characters that had, you know, all these stories kind of like working around them, like kind of like what happened with the Infinity Saga with the original Avengers. I think that's what they're trying to do with X-Men, you know, because just look at the cast, because they're so young, because they're relatively unknown. I think they understand that in order for us to care, like, you know, how we did when we got to the end of that phase with Endgame, they need to like go back to the basics, start with a core group and just follow them along throughout this whole journey. So, you know, that again, I'm just, you know, observing that. I don't know if that is the plan, but if that is the plan, that's a good one because it's been proven that formula works.
Yep, I agree, 100%. I agree. I don't know if you guys noticed too. Did you guys know that Marvel got fined at the Comic-Con? Did you hear about that? So, do you know at the Comic-Con San Diego they have that big gaslight arch? It's a very famous arch
Yes.
that you walk through it. It's famous, apparently, and it's part of the San Diego. It's part of the city. Well,
Yes.
you might have seen on the it was done up with the Doomsday. Marvel did it all Doomsday. So
Okay.
apparently, and you walked in, so you saw this big Doomsday, all the candle, gaslight, all this stuff. Apparently, Marvel didn't get approval for that from the city. You would think they did, that kind of big studio. So
Just throw some money at it, fellas.
so they got fined. And so apparently, like they didn't even ask; they just did it. So apparently, the town or whatever was like said, "Okay, you're gonna be paid for that," and they charged them $150,000 or whatever it was for a fine.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, that's whatever, chump change." Boom, here you go.
That's the first 3 showings of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, like legit. Seriously.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's stupid. Come on. I mean, look, I know Marvel is $1 billion company, but anyone that's gone to San Diego, especially for San Diego Comic-Con, San Diego, that's like a historic like area there where
that's what they were saying. That's exactly what they were saying.
No, they don't play like that. Come on, that's no.
Yeah.
Don't be assholes.
Yeah, that they were saying like it would be like if they went to the Lincoln Monument and the Lincoln, and put like Doomsday over it. It doesn't look like Dr. Doom, And he said without even asking Washington, that's what it was like.
Amazing.
So they were really upset. Apparently, the town of
I would contribute to that fine though. Like, I'd give a couple of dollars to see that.
And like I said, as we stay on Marvel, Spider-Man's knocking it out of the park, still doing it, man. It's gonna hit. They're saying 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 billion. They're saying it's gonna hit. That's the early. Now I don't know. Do you guys think it's gonna beat Star Wars: Force Awakens for domestic? That's saying it's on pace to.
What's the domestic?
940 something. 940.
Yeah. It's like just under.
And it's at 670 or something right now, and so it's getting there. And it says it's on pace. So they said it could beat The Force Awakens, a number 1 movie domestic. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, let's get a couple questions while we're here and wrap it up here. So the first question I got here is Jim Y, and he says, "Do you think Jean Grey was headed towards X Mansion at the end of Brand New Day on the bus?" That's interesting. I remember her on the bus, but I don't think she was probably headed to X Mansion.
Probably not, only because all we know right now, Doomsday, is that most likely the X-Men that we currently know, because of what we see Professor X looking at in the window, is like the incursion where that timeline gets swallowed up. So effectively, there may not really even be the X Mansion as we know it in the current Marvel timeline. That's just pure conjecture, but that's.
I don't think so, because honestly, they haven't used the M word yet. Mutants have not been introduced officially. We know that these are mutants, but I don't think the general public is aware of them yet. So I think that's what they're kind of like leading towards. So, no, I don't think X Mansion exists right now in the MCU.
No. I saw a funny meme. Did you remember when Jean Grey froze everybody? Yeah. Remember when she froze everyone? The guy was on the toilet going to the bathroom. Yeah. When she froze, he's like trying to wipe his ass. Pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what happened, though. I mean,
it probably would have happened. Yeah, definitely would have happened. Yeah, definitely. All right. Next one from Bobby W. He goes, "Did you guys notice in Spider-Man, Dr. Banner had a picture of Scar on his desk at work?" I heard that, but I did not see that. I don't know.
Someone got a screenshot of it, and evidently, yes.
Is that true?
It's on his desk.
It is on his desk. That is true. Okay. Okay.
So She-Hulk is canon.
Yeah, I guess She-Hulk is canon.
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Yeah, exactly. But
I like. Can we get World War Hulk going?
Yes.
If you're gonna keep Scar around, then let's do World War Hulk.
100%. Yeah, I don't want to see my Hulk in a Hawaiian shirt. Sorry. No, I don't want to see my Hulk in a Hawaiian shirt. All right, next one. Rob R says from Patterson, New Jersey. He says here, do you guys realize? Let me see. It's not coming up here. Hold on. Do you realize Tom Holland has the most Spider-Man villains in his movies compared to Tobey and Andrew? They will run out of villains at this rate. Yeah, I guess he did. He had what? Mysterio, Who else?
Mysterio, Scorpion. He's
Scorpion.
got you know, what,
Green Goblin. If you think about it.
Technically, he had all Toby's and
Yeah.
Andrew's also.
Yeah, and honestly, it's impossible. I don't know if you know Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. They have plenty to pull from.
Who was the one guy? Ramrod. I didn't notice.
Yes, Ramrod. That's the guy that crashed right into the brick wall and he dodged. It's actually straight from like a Spider-Man cover from back in I think the 80s.
Okay. All right. Nelson Y says, Joe, I agree with you. Says Joe, I agree with No Way Home is a little better than, but it is close. Andrew and Toby on screen with Holland was like a dream coming true. My theater roared like crazy when they came. So what do you guys think? You guys think Brand New Day is still better, right?
I think so.
Okay. Dave, you think so? You think it's better?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like because it doesn't lead you anywhere. Like you could have had in a way you could have had No Way Home with just the bad guys. You didn't need the other two Spider-Man, even though it was awesome. You could have somehow made that work without it. And you still could have made it work with Doctor Strange's spell, even without the two Spider-Men there, because it was just revolved around who knew who Peter Parker was.
Yes.
And listen, is it nostalgia bait? Yeah. Did it work? Yeah. Does it make for an excellent movie? Not all the time. It holds up over time.
Yes. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, it's No Way Home is a fun movie because of nostalgia. Especially for having Toby and Andrew with Tom on the screen at the same time. That was an experience, an awesome theater experience. But as far as overall Spider-Man quality movie, I mean, this is about as comic book accurate as you're gonna get. Do they still take some liberties with Brand New Day? Absolutely, but it's for the first time, it's like it's Spider-Man on his own for the most part. Everybody else, even in No Way Home, he still needed the help of the two other Spider-Men to make this whole thing work. This one is all him. So I think that's the way it should have been for a while.
Yeah, I didn't realize that part of the Marvel Sony contract that they have with Spider-Man is that they have to have a major MCU character in one of the films for a couple minutes, no matter what it is. So I didn't realize that it was part of the contract.
Makes sense.
So
Sony's fleecing Marvel. I mean,
yes, basically.
Could be the other way around.
I don't know. Well, as long as Sony still has the rights, and there's a Spider-Man movie coming out every 5 years.
Every 5 years, yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, another great show. Rob, we can find you at, where's your Instagram again? At Hide the
Writer, HYDE.
Yep. And of course, Dave, where's yours? At DC Unboxed?
DC_Unboxed.
There you go. All right, guys, another great week. We will see you guys next week.
Later, fellas.
Talk later, guys. Later.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body builder coding. Beings on the course.